Off your game with Josh and Ronnie. Brother Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm alive. I was extremely tired the last 2 days. I've never been this tired, but I drank some water, quite a bit of water, and I feel a bit better. Water is the way forward, eh?
What- There we go. Just ask Paul Pogba that might be banned for a couple of years due to drinking
For
water
drinking water.
that had steroids in it.
Them are the breaks.
Them are the breaks. So, off your game show today, we hopefully going to have no
Maybe I
gremlins.
should put some steroids in my water.
Don't go there, Josh. Don't go there. Right. So, yeah, we're going to do a nice Premier League preview. Hopefully, there's no gremlins in the system, as they say, Brother Josh.
So far,
And
so good
so far, so good. We did a couple
from
of
my end.
test things on both our sides. So hopefully, we will have no issues today when it comes to being able to
We
discuss
we both
the
had to pee
football.
into a cup.
Not positive. Thank you very much. Josh, how was your week other than being extremely tired?
Just the last 2 days. Other than that, it was cool. I
Mm.
trained. Got a light walking program that I do. It's fast walking that I'm building up the time, and yeah, it's been going well.
No, happy to hear, brother Josh. Yeah, from my side, my cardiovascular capacity has decreased, but my strength has increased somehow. Maybe it's the stress of football that leads to a strength program in itself because you are forever finding things in your vicinity to hit. So, yeah, there we go. So, a very interesting week when it
I
comes to the
think I think
champ.
some people in VAR are actually doing gym workouts as well. They're supposed to be walking instead of actually looking at
Yeah,
the what should I say, the work at hand.
the work at hand. Yeah. So,
It's been a
Josh,
hard week
I'll.
as far as football is concerned for me. I
Yeah.
must say, I completely wanted to switch off from football. I
That
wasn't
happens to me often.
really keen on
Is that
looking
just
at
with the
football this week.
VAR decisions, or is there anything else? Or is it
No, the
just
VAR, yeah.
yeah? So it just feels like
Look,
you yeah.
no, I suppose we can
Say
talk
it.
about the.
Well, we're not going to because we're going to obviously look ahead now, but we have to obviously go back. That's the start of the show for today. So, just your thoughts.
I just
Obviously, we
feel
had
that
a
besides the
conversation on.
obvious decisions, I feel that I've said to this to you all along since from the beginning when VAR started. I I I think it's idiocy to look at things in slow motion.
100%.
It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. Um, you watch it in full motion like you would. You watch it 2 or 3 times in full motion. You make a decision as you would have in. So for me, the only reason to have VAR is referees obviously miss things in real time.
Yes.
But if you have a screen and you watch it in full motion twice, you haven't missed it. You've seen it twice.
Hmm.
There's two more times or double the amount of times that a referee would have seen it before VAR. Am I wrong?
100% correct.
So, for example, well, not for example, Jones's tackle. As far as that's for me, it's no way is it a red card. No, not because it's a Liverpool player. And sure, the players have been sent off for that. I agree.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean it's right.
That's not right. Yeah.
It's it's a slip of the ball. You can't send players off for that. Players get injured in football. It's impossible to stop all injuries from happening.
Hmm.
It can't. It can't be. It can't be the case. So for me, that's ridiculous. And it's a slow motion, and obviously in that case, they even with a replay they preempted things by putting they stopped the video when he went up there
Mm.
at the point where
At
the
that
worst
point.
part of the tackle, let's call it that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
Similar thing.
that's
Yeah. I know.
across the board. I think
Yeah.
they should just watch it in full motion
Full
and
motion.
make a
Yeah.
decision. That's
Yeah, that was my
in
thoughts
real
too.
time.
In real time, yeah. Look, we don't know what would have happened if there was no one sent off. It's difficult to say that this would
Liverpool
have
would have
happened.
won, but that's by the by. I
Yeah, but
guarantee you that. Well, I can't guarantee
yeah,
it, but
I
I
can't.
believe
Yeah,
it.
I don't look at football that way. That you're dominating. I know they were the better team on the day. Even sometimes with 9 men, they were the better team. Very
I
unlucky
don't know about
to not
nine,
get
but
any.
with 10, definitely. At times.
Yeah.
At times.
So yeah, yeah. So. it's difficult for me to put a negative spin on things from a Liverpool perspective because they've now constantly done well with 10 men in every single
The
game
only
that they were.
negative thing is the loss of the points,
Yes, yes, and the players.
and yeah, I mean, look, Jones isn't for me an integral player, but it's one less player for the next three
One
games.
less player, yeah. And he did start the game for a reason. So the
No,
Jota
he's been
situation,
good.
yeah, the Jota situation, the
I'm okay
first
with
yellow
the
card,
Jota.
RJ,
I'm okay with
is
it.
it? Even the first one,
To be honest, I know everyone's saying that Udogi tripped himself up, but I felt Jota did clip him. I
is
think
it?
that's a yellow card. I think Jota was
Okay.
fair.
Okay.
Although I think if I was a referee and he'd obviously at halftime seen the complete
Yeah.
stuff up they made with the offside, I would have been very reticent about sending another Liverpool player off in those
Yeah.
circumstances. Usually
Circumstances,
referees
yeah.
when they know they've made a mistake, they tend to err on the side of caution on that team for that team.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you know
Were
what I mean, but clearly
Yeah, no, I
not.
agree. Yeah. Just I
But in
didn't personally.
isolation, it was a sending off for Jota.
Yeah. Um, could Matip have done any better with the own goal?
Yes, I think he definitely could have. He obviously flunked. He went too hard at the ball. All he had to do
Mm,
was put his foot there. There was enough pace in the ball. Just put your foot there, and
to ricochet away
but
or
it's
something.
difficult. It's a split second. You've
Yeah.
come 96 minutes. You're so desperate at that point. It would have been such an amazing result with 9 men to get a draw away from home at Tottenham who are playing well.
Mm.
And it's just the
The mighty
slight
top.
rush of blood to the head. I think.
Yeah, no, fair
Wouldn't you
enough.
agree?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I agree with everything you've said now. I'm just trying to obviously have the other side of the spectrum as well, but I can't disagree with what you are saying. I agreed with you when you sent me the messages, when you said on Sunday that I must just watch and all those type of things. Just added to that, uh, I didn't. I've got obviously got priors as a Arsenal fan with a PGMOL, so I wasn't particularly interested in the audio that was released. So I'm assuming you also haven't heard the audio where they actually
No,
went
I
through
listened
what
to it.
was
Yeah.
said. What can you inform me? What was said?
It's
And
difficult. It's difficult to explain it. You'd have
is
to
it?
listen to it. It's not a long one. Basically, for the crux of the, let's just say to break it down, the ref doesn't hear any of the audio in the beginning. He doesn't. So ref only found out after about a minute and 20 seconds, or
Mm-hmm.
say minute 10 after the incident,
Yeah.
that something was up. Because so you know what they said, which is totally weird. So
Mm-hmm.
they score the goal. Diaz scores the goal. They go back, go check for offside. First of all, they say, okay, before that, check for offside. And then, so they check it and they say, offside goal, check complete. Offside goal, what does that mean? Offside goal.
Yeah.
Offside, is it offside? Is it a goal? Offside
So I
goal,
think
check complete.
yeah, there is definitely miscommunication somewhere along the line
Then
there.
they
But
say, check complete. So they start the game, they kick off
mhm,
as a offside, a free
mhm.
kick. And then
And
they
then
hit
on.
each other. Oh, it's well done, guys. Oh, this
Oh
isn't
boy.
the ref again, can't hear that. Then
Yeah.
apparently it was actually just um a guy helping, a youngish guy who
Oh
works for
boy.
the television company, who said,
Oh boy.
wait, that
But
was
they were.
a goal. Are you
Mhm.
happy with this?
Yeah.
The check was a goal. It was supposed to be a goal. So they
Mhm.
like, and then he's like, Ollie's head of the PGMOL thing. Ollie
Oh
says,
dear.
delay the game, delay the game, delay the game. And he kept repeating, delay the game, delay the game. And only after about 12 times he's saying, or him saying, delay the game, the VAR,
Mhm.
England, I assume, said, nothing we can do, nothing we can do. Fuck.
Mm. Goodness.
And
So
then
they
the
did
referee,
swear a
and then
bit
he says
there.
Ollie again, and the referee thought he's talking to Michael Oliver, who was the, then he only
Oh, I
hears it
thought it
because he,
was Solskjaer. Jeez,
no,
I'm thinking
Michael
it.
Oliver. No, Ollie's a
Okay.
different guy. Ollie's the guy. Maybe it is Ollie
Okay.
working
Yeah, yeah.
as an intern. He's working as an intern now.
Yeah, no, it's disgraceful to be honest, and yeah, I agree with you entirely. But we're gonna have to move on. Hopefully, they learn from their mistakes. Clearly not, because there's been so many apologies to all the teams. I think Palace 3 times, Liverpool, Arsenal twice. I don't even know
Brighton,
if Brighton possibly 3 times as well. I think so.
Wolves, I
Yeah,
think.
Wolves as well. Yeah. So it's surprising that there's certain teams that hasn't had much apologies. But
Man City.
but we
Did you
leave it at
know?
that.
Did you know
Yeah.
that that group of referees, all the officials for that Liverpool Tottenham game, you know where they were
Mhm.
on Thursday before the game?
We.
United Arab Emirates
Oh dear God.
doing a game.
Oh
They only got
boy.
back on Friday.
Friday, so they were a little bit jet lagged, even though the hours isn't that much of a difference, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, their pockets
But
were jet lag.
their pocket jet. There we go. So yeah, we'll look ahead to the upcoming weekend. Obviously, a big game for the Arsenal against the Mancunians of Manchester, the Blue Mancunians of Manchester. They have never cheated before in their lives. They've got no cases up against them. They spend their money wisely,
Squeaky clean.
so squeaky clean. No, nothing against them. But you obviously have to. There's some things that you have to admire. Is the ability to keep going, because there's so many clubs that are in financial ruins, i.e., the reigning, defending, undisputed Spanish La Liga champions. They are in all sorts of doozy, but yeah, they
And
are.
who could see that coming after last
Who could
season,
have
eh?
who could have seen it coming? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in Spain. I tend to watch the football because it's a supposed big league, but there is such a lot of corruption that goes on in that league. It's like a certain country with is it 9 languages or 10 languages or something? So the corruption
11.
is quite 11 languages. Make it 12. Let's add the Khoisan in there, and then if the Khoisan isn't already in the 11, I think it is already. But yeah, I think I'm going a bit off topic here. But brother Josh, match week 8. What's the table situation? We only look at the table in October. Guess what? It's October. The Mancunians of Manchester, top of the log, not undefeated anymore. I think only the only undefeated teams are Tottenham and
And
Liverpool as
Arsenal.
well. Did, oh, you guys! I keep
We
thinking you guys
defeated
drew.
thanks to
drew
VR.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Arsenal. But I mean, in terms of it's something that not a lot of people cares about, other than Arsenal fans. It's about that golden trophy. Only Tottenham can win the golden trophy now. So
Can't you get another one?
yeah, but I mean, I'm not. Well, yeah, you probably can. I think if you go undefeated again, then you can. But only Tottenham can still be undefeated, according to their supporters. Tottenham are away to Luton tomorrow afternoon in our first Premier League game for the weekend. Your
Hilarious if
thoughts
they
on?
lose, eh?
I would love it. I'm a huge Luton supporter tomorrow. Josh, your thoughts on
Can you?
Luton's season so far?
I believe they lost in midweek. I didn't. I forgot about that
Yeah,
game actually.
yeah, the game in hand because of the stadium at the
Burnley.
beginning of the season. So they lost 2-1. Lyle Foster, the South African, scoring the first goal for Burnley.
Yeah, Luton. How many points do they have now? Two. One.
I'm about to go into the table now. So Luton are 17th with 4 points. Remember, they beat Everton last week,
Oh
brother
yes, they beat
Josh.
Everton.
Everton, not Liverpool, Everton. So yeah, they're on a winning.
They're doing
Well, I was
well. They're
about.
doing better than I expected.
Here we go. So you
I mean,
did
I
you
only thought they
expect?
would get 4 points or so. I said eight. I think.
I think you said 8 for the entire season.
Yeah,
Sheffield
so
have
they've done well. They
one
got half
point,
their points already.
half their points already. I see they're still above Burnley despite losing to them, because their goal difference is -8 and Burnley is -10 on 4 points. Any chance
Who's
Liverpool can
bottom?
beat? Bottom is Sheffield United. They've only got 1 point so far.
And their goal difference is shocking now. They lost 8-0.
-14. They scored 5, conceded 19.
And I said they were the most competitive of the of the teams that
Yeah,
came out.
they could still be. They could still be. So yeah, you reckon it's a easy 3 points, or do you think Tottenham will have a bit of a tough time against Luton? London derby.
Is Luton in London?
I hope I'm not going to be wrong with this. I think they are in London. Luton in they're a London club, aren't they? Luton, UK. How long is Luton from London? 29 miles. So is Luton in
Almost.
London zone? No, Luton Airport Parkway Station and Luton Airport are outside the London fare zones.
29 miles is basically Scotland.
Northwest. Luton is a town in unitary authority with borough status in Bedfordshire, England. So Dunstable Urban. Kenilworth Road is their stadium, yeah. It's quite a nice stadium. East of England, Bedfordshire. So London
It's going
Luton
towards
Airport.
Norwich.
Yeah, towards that side, yeah. But yeah, your
I think
thoughts so
Tottenham
far?
will win. I think Tottenham will win.
Wow, that's a big surprise. So Tottenham to go top of
I've
the
just put
Barclays
Sonny in my
Premier
fantasy
League.
team, so
Oh my
they'll have
word.
to. Man like
They have
Sonny.
to. Man like Sonny. Right, so Josh, I agree with you there. I think Tottenham will win and they will go top of the table until Liverpool plays. Just your thoughts on
But no,
Burnley
Liverpool
versus.
can't go ahead of. If Tottenham win, Liverpool
Oh,
can't get ahead of Tottenham. Tottenham are one
no,
point
they have
clear of them.
16. Oh, yeah, that's right. So they'll go to 20. So only City and
Tottenham could
or
be top
Arsenal.
at the start. Tottenham could be top at the international break.
Could be.
Um,
Arsenal could
if
draw with City. It's possible.
or even if Arsenal win,
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because it's.
as
Yeah,
long as
because
City
they'll.
doesn't win.
Yeah. So they can be top. Even if Arsenal do win, then it's going to be a close win. It won't be a comfortable win. And I reckon because the goal
Luton,
difference
they're
is the
more likely
same,
to beat Luton.
more by more goals. Yeah. So Tottenham scored 17, conceded 8. Arsenal scored 15, conceded 6. So we'll get to those games shortly. Your thoughts on Burnley Chelsea? Chelsea 2 wins in their last 2 games.
Yeah, they were decent against Fulham.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Lucky. The second goal was very lucky. I mean,
Yeah, it was
it was
directly
basically
after
an own
almost.
goal.
Yeah, directly after scoring their first. Mikhailo Mudrik.
No, that was a good goal. Very good pass
It
by
was
Colwell.
Colwell, yeah.
Um,
Levi Colwell.
it's hard to say with Chelsea. I think they'll beat Burnley, but
Mhm.
they'll need to because then their fixture list after the international break is spicy.
Yeah, they play Arsenal, City. Let's have a look at.
Spurs, I
Let's look
think.
at
I think they're playing
thing,
Spurs. So.
Chelsea fixtures. See all.
It's
So
so
after
weird
the
with Chelsea
international,
because they played really well against Liverpool in the first game of the
mm,
season,
they did,
and
yeah.
then went downhill after that. I don't know if it's
Yeah, it
because
was
of
weird.
Pochettino experimenting or
Could be, could be, and they just key players that's important for the system are out injured as well. So after the international break, it's Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, then Brentford at Stamford Bridge. So 2 games at Stamford Bridge consecutively, and then they play Tottenham early November at White Hart Lane or the Tottenham Stadium, and then they play Manchester City and Newcastle United and Brighton and Man United. Do you hear that now?
oh, Man
So
United
it's,
they should beat.
so it's Arsenal, Brentford, Tottenham, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, Everton. Gee whiz! So
On
that's
the 9th
quite
of
quite
December, right? Yeah, the
6 December, yeah, 6
no,
December.
the 6th.
So yeah, that's going to be they're going to need to pick up points. Next game that we'll have a look at is Manchester United, the Mancunians of Manchester, up against Brentford. They had a fantastic victory on Tuesday evening. Remember when they play like that and they think they won the game? Your thoughts? Do you have any any thoughts on the Galatasaray game? I thought Hoyland
Yeah, I
was quite
watched it.
good.
Yeah, I did well. Um, Individual errors, I guess. Onana's still looking like Massimo Taibi, the second.
The second, I think
Fabian
he's a
Ice.
I think he's a terrific goalkeeper. Oh Nana, what they say? Oh Nana. But yeah, no, I think he's a mercurial goalkeeper, as I like to call him, especially
And
his
he also
days at
likes the
Ajax.
water with the stuff in
The
it.
water with the stuff in it, yes. So it's going to be interesting to see if that form continues. Obviously, the goalkeeper that they let go, who's still a free agent, still hasn't got a football club. So it's actually quite sad to hear that. But I'm sure you'll get a club somewhere along the line.
You can come play for Morocco Swallows,
What a team, by the way! Oh my
the birds.
goodness! There we go. Crystal Palace Football Club host Nottingham Forest in the
Are
late
we
game
done with
on
United
Saturday evening.
already?
Oh yeah, sorry. We need. I still need to give my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, you just don't know. You try and analyze how Man United are going. I'm
They
the
can't
wrong
lose three
person,
games in
Josh.
a row at Old Trafford, can they?
Well, it's records are there to be broken. I personally think that they will win this one. Brentford's a little bit up and down. They lost to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, and then I can't remember what they did last weekend.
They
Can you
lost to
remember before
Everton
they lost to Everton?
previous weekend, but last weekend,
Yeah, last weekend Everton lost to Luton.
I
Yeah,
think Brentford might have drawn.
they drew with
True.
Nottingham Forest away. Yeah. So yeah, they are a bit iffy at this moment in time. They've got decent forwards, and then obviously they got the Tony situation. I don't know why I like to always call this guy Tovi for some reason. There's a certain centre
Neil
back
Tovey.
from Kaiser Chiefs. I don't know why I like to call him Tovi, but yeah, Ivan Tony is obviously training now, so it's going to be interesting to see how
Apparently, he
that
played
one
a
goes.
behind closed doors match.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I
And
think it's part
and he
of the, the
scored.
the rules. Yeah,
Even
he
though
scored.
apparently wasn't supposed to train or
No, he is. The podcast that I watched about him. He can play behind the scenes or behind closed doors games, and he can train, but nothing
you know what he
official
must
as
do?
yet. Hmm.
He must bring a set of dressing gown doors with him onto the pitch in the Premier League and just go like this. Can't see me. I think to
Can't
see
see me. There we go. The
goal.
John Cena effect, as I like to call it.
Something like that.
God save me. God save me. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know if I'm the right person to speak to when it comes to the Mancunians of Manchester. There is a slight dislike from my side on that case. But when I try, try and take the blinkers off. They've obviously got all sorts of problems, to be honest. It just seems like they've got periods, like periods where they look like they are getting there. It looks like they're going to score goals, and then they concede the strangest of goals. So it's a
But they've been
mental.
doing this for years. They've had
Yeah,
under Oli, they had good periods and they had horrible periods. Under
yeah, true.
Jose, the same,
Mhm.
and now under Ten Hag.
Ten Hag, yes. I don't know. Eric 10 out of 10 Hag or Eric Ty Hag, they call him these days. There's a certain famous Ty or Tai Wo from a certain fan channel, and they call him Eric Tyhag because he complains in his press conferences about everything, including the weather and the way the wind is waving. So yeah, that's not a good thing to do. Less, but I think he's just basically trying to take the pressure off the players. I think more than anything by complaining about every little single thing. It's just a tactic that some managers do. They try to take it away from the players, and then it's obviously a conversation about, listen, this guy's talking nonsense here, this decision and that decision so he's just kind of diverting, type of a thing. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, have you seen much of them?
I've seen a bit of Crystal Palace.
And
They're
you
not bad
mentioned,
actually. As
yeah,
I think I don't
they're
know if you
decent.
said it on screen or off screen, but they've been decent. I mean, they have got some good
Yeah,
players. They've got Eze,
yeah,
who's a good
is
player. Michael Elise,
are you
Anderson's a good player.
I rate him. Rob Holding, of
Um,
course.
has Rob Holding been starting? No, I don't think so.
The only game that he started, he was absolutely atrocious in the Carabao Cup against Man United.
Yeah, they have a good centre back pairing. Guay and Anderson are
Yeah, I really
solid.
rate them. Yeah, I rate
Um,
them, and I like Mitchell at left
Mitchell's not
back.
a bad player.
No, no, no. I feel they got decent players,
Jeffrey
and I think they
Schlupp.
are. Schlup. I think they're doing well. And then the guy in midfield that you guys
And
or
just
that you,
just a quick mention,
yeah.
the former hero is scored against United in midweek.
Oh, Zaha. Gee whiz, how can you allow the guy to score a goal like that? Come now, man.
No,
Gee whiz.
he out muscled Dalot
Outmuscled him, yeah. Delo, as they like to call him. And then
or
brother
Dallo.
Josh. Brighton and Hove and Albion, the team with two
Tough
ands, the
game.
Seagulls, Steven Seagull FC
We couldn't believe
against
that 6-1
Liverpool.
result, last week.
Absolutely sure. I think I still messaged you. I was absolutely shocked. I
And
watched
Villa
the
have been
entire
such a
game.
Marmite team this season. I was
Very weird.
shocked. Villa have won 5 games this season, which is brilliant. But the 2 games they've lost have been
They got
crushing
thrashed
the
there.
teams.
You mentioned that last week
Well,
in
us to
in your
Liverpool
video.
and to Newcastle. But I
Hmm.
suppose that's not bad. 5 wins out of 7 for Villa is a great
That's
start to the
decent.
season.
Where are they? Just so by the way,
I think
15
they
points. They're
are
above. No, they
fifth.
exactly tied. Yeah,
Was
they tied with Brighton. Both teams have played 7 games or 15 points. Brighton have scored 19 goals. That's the league high, and second highest scorers in the league is Aston Villa, 19 and 18 respectively. Arsenal have scored 15, Liverpool 16, City and Tottenham have scored 17 goals. So those are the highest goal scorers.
Liverpool have scored 17 goals. They just counted 16.
Oh, sorry, Liverpool 17 goals. Yes, so I can also get some other things back in to make my stats look better. But yeah, it was a goal. So you are right. It was a goal. They just didn't give it. But yeah. So your thoughts on the game, brother Josh? Let's put you on the big
Tough.
screen so that you can discuss your team.
I'm I'm worried. I watched 60 minutes yesterday and it wasn't good at all, and it was a strong team. Um,
Yeah,
Union Saint Gilloise,
don't look too much into it. Arsenal also played
but
strong-ish teams, and then I wouldn't look too much into that.
Brighton are a little bit up and down. They've been good this season, but they've had a couple of bad defeats. They're going to be better than they were last week. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
Um, it's
Was
going
it
to be
last season
difficult.
3-0? What was the story last season? It was 3-3
Yeah,
Trossard
3-0.
hat-trick at Anfield. Was it last season that
That
it
was a
was
3-3
3-3 at
draw.
Anfield?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and then was it
Before we left
3-0
for
at...
Arsenal,
Okay.
it's going to be
Yeah,
tough. Going
I think...
to the Amex is never an easy game. Liverpool have to win. Simple as that.
Yeah,
They have to grind out a victory somehow.
yeah.
I'll be interested to see if Trent starts. I think he will. Obviously, Jota's out. Curtis Jones is out. I'm assuming Endo will play. Endo. Slip of the
Indo!
tongue.
Indocin!
Slip of the tongue.
Indocin! Indocin!
The Japanese Geordie. I assume Hendo will play with McAllister and Soboslai.
Mhm.
McAllister playing a bit further forward.
Yeah.
And then Darwin. Obviously, Gakpo is injured now. So they
Oh,
only have, yeah, Gakpo got injured in that game, Tottenham game.
oh, okay. That's why they took him off.
Yeah, that's why. Anyway, Jota got sent off. The one thing, just quickly getting back to the game, just for 1 second, the only mistake I think Klopp made was when Liverpool went down to 9 men. I would have. They took off. They brought in extra centre backs, play three at the back. That's fine. Well, more than three, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Um, three centre backs. But what I would have done instead of bringing on Gravenberch, I would have brought on Darwin because that offers that
Darwin, yeah.
outlet and that
Outlet,
pace.
yeah. And the
And that would have put the
physicality.
fear into Tottenham. And maybe
Yeah,
even he could have done
I
something
agree.
on the counter. So that's the only thing I would have done different. But back to
Mm.
Brighton. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be Diaz, Darwin, Salah up front. And they played yesterday, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And hopefully no self-inflicted issues like poor defending or allowing. We know how Brighton play, uh, uh, and then
You know, it
I
looks
don't want to
really
say
good. We played last night at centre back, and he looks like a good prospect. He's Kwanzaa,
Kwanzaa. Yeah, I've heard about him. I've heard some good things about him. Yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. Your prediction
but
for
I think Van
Brighton,
Dijk will be
Liverpool.
back, obviously.
He will. Yeah, is that his first game back after the suspension, or did he play
Van
against
Dijk actually
Spurs?
played really well against Tottenham.
He did. Yeah.
It was
Yes, I
one of his
remember. I
best
remember
games in
watching
the
him.
last couple of
I
years.
remember watching him. I remember watching. Your thoughts on the score for Brighton versus Liverpool?
My heart says 2-1. My head says I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to go my favorite, Desmond. You know, the gentleman that's from the Western Cape. I think he's from the... No, he's probably not from the Western Cape, but he was the Archbishop. I'm going to go for Desmond 2-2 on that one. So I'm sitting on the fence, unfortunately, brother Josh. The next game is not West Ham United. They've just set up a new British record for consecutive, well, not consecutive wins, but undefeated in Europe. I think it's 17 games. I don't know if that's true, but it's what I read, so maybe it is true. Uh, West Ham
Do
at
they
home
really
to
play
New.
that many games?
I personally don't believe what I'm saying, but I read somewhere that they've set up a new
Yeah,
European
it
record.
can
So
be.
maybe
If
it's
they
not.
didn't lose last season,
Yeah.
6 games in the group, second round 2, quarterfinal 2, semi-final 2, that's 12.
And it's only
No,
two
wait.
now. So I don't think that's right.
12.
Maybe it's 15 or 14.
No, they have an extra round. Remember, they have a round of
Yeah,
32.
round of 32.
So
Yeah,
then it's extra two. So it's 15 plus two. So it
15.
could be 7.
Seven. Okay. Well, let's accept that one, even though neither of us believe it. Your thoughts on West Ham, Newcastle, Newcastle United absolutely using the KY on PSG at St James's Park. They absolutely annihilated Paris Saint Germain. Your thoughts,
It's
brother
not
Josh, on
easy.
Newcastle United?
It ain't easy to go to St James's
It
Park.
ain't easy. I'm dreading Arsenal's trip there early next month.
But it's for Liverpool, seemingly. They somehow
Yeah,
managed
it's easy.
to win there.
I wouldn't say easy, but they get the result. That's a definite. Your thoughts on the West
Are they
Ham Newcastle game?
at London Stadium?
That's London Stadium, brother Josh.
I'm going to go for a draw. I think, obviously, if it was at St James's Park, different story. But
Different story. I agree with you
West
on
Ham have
that
been
one.
good this season. They've been better in the
Mm-hmm.
league than they were at the start of last season. And they have some good players. Paquette is a really good player. I think. I know you don't
100%.
rate him, but I think he's good.
There is nobody better than Lucas Paqueta. I didn't say that. You didn't hear that from me. I see once again teams that we are discussing are
When
above
I
each
say
other.
really
So
good, I mean really good by today's standards, because obviously the
yeah,
footballers of today are garbage compared to the footballers of 20 years ago.
here we go. I'm sure Dennis Irwin has something to say about that.
Dennis
Uh,
Irwin would be literally the Haaland. Look, Dennis Irwin could score 40 goals in this league playing at left back.
here we go. So West Ham, they're currently in seventh place, 13 points after seven, and Newcastle United 12 points after 7 games.
I think they
Newcastle
only had
United have
13
scored.
points after about 16 games last season.
Yeah.
West Ham.
So I forgot to have a look at the goals that Newcastle have scored. They've scored 18 goals thanks to their eight against
Can
Sheffield.
I just make a little comment here about
Go
people?
for it. Go for it, man. Go for it.
People were,
Get
after
it
4
out.
games this season, when Newcastle had won 1 and lost 3, there were some
Mhm.
morons coming forward and saying Eddie Howe should be sacked.
Yeah. Why do you think I
Let me
always
leave it
tell
at
you?
that.
Yeah. Why do you think I always tell you I don't make any predictions until, let's say, 10 games? I know I sometimes speak about October, but obviously we've only had 8 games now. It's even difficult to say after 10 games.
7 only.
Yeah, Arsenal were for a record amount of time, they were top. They had 50 points after the first half of the season. So you can't. What we do know is that City, they are always at their best. They peak at the right time, and now they've started better than normal.
I
Uh,
don't think this is the best incarnation of City this season.
n- I didn't think that was their best incarnation last season either, but they just
It
seem to
probably
do the job.
wasn't, but
Yeah, but they seem to just do the job
you're
when it
still going to need
matters
to
at the
get
end of
about
it.
90 points to have a chance if you're not
Exactly,
City.
and that's yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you entirely on that one. So, Josh, we both agree on a draw on West Ham and Newcastle.
Agreed.
There we go. Okay, Wolves Aston Villa. That's going to be an interesting one. The Wolves beating the Mancunians of Manchester Blue last
Shocking
week,
result.
and shocking
Great result,
result.
but
And Aston
shocking.
Villa smashing Brighton and Hove and Albion. So I don't know
They
how
beat
to
3
call
teams
that
in
one.
one.
3 teams in one. Absolutely shocking. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw
2-1
in that
Villa.
one. So you're going 2-1 Villa. Villa to win away from home. Good evening, brother Josh, as they like to say.
Good
And then
manager,
the
though.
last game. Arsenal not only lose to Manchester City, they get thumped. I don't know why it is that we can't
Oh,
have a
they
proper
won
football game
the
again.
Community Shield, didn't they?
Yeah, but then when I bring it up, then it's not the proper game. So they just can that one. Look, both teams wanted to win. They both played well in the game.
What's
So
Saka's
from
injury looking like?
Arteta, well, first of all, he was selected for the England team. So let's do this. Let's do this. Where's this thing now? There we go.
That doesn't
There
say
we go. Right
anything.
there.
Harry Maguire was also selected for the England team, and
We-
he hasn't been fit for
yeah.
about 10 years.
Yeah, but yeah. So Arteta said in his press conference, pre-match press conference, that Saka is going to be fit according to the doctors of Arsenal. So he seemed to be G'd up by that situation. So I think Arsenal will have there we go, the inverted commas. So obviously Manchester City, their team
Is that
news is
Dr.
Rodri.
Alban? Dr.
Alba,
Kamalu?
Dr. Kumalu. There we go. One of the greatest footballers of all time, just ahead of Pele, in my opinion. Dr. Kumalu, the Kaiser Chiefs legend, as they used to call him. 15 or 16 valve. The guy with the yeah. So let me not get into my
You know,
football of yesteryear.
football is those players of the PSL of that era. They could literally stand on the ball and do jigs.
Yeah.
Where do you see? Where do you see that these days?
Yeah, you don't see that. Yeah, I think people are they need to watch South African football from back in the day. Actually, it used to be called soccer in South Africa. We used to
It
have a stadium called
still is,
Soccer
I
City.
believe.
Yeah, yeah. So just on the Mancunians of Manchester Blue, Rodri suspended. De Bruyne still with that serious hamstring situation, and then even though I don't believe him because he's quite the same as Arteta, where they give injury news on certain players. I, not Josh Stone, John Stones was said to not be available, but we do know they've got quality all over the pitch. So we'll see how it goes without Rodri. He always has an excellent game against Arsenal, and I saw that they do
Rodri
quite
missed last
well.
week, right, against Wolves.
Yeah, he was definitely missed as well as in the Carabao. Nobody must have played in the Carabao Cup against Newcastle. I can't remember who played, but yeah. So hopefully Arsenal can take advantage. Thomas Partey should be back, so I'm hoping that it can be Thomas Partey, Declan Rice in the left eight, and right 8/10 Odegaard as a midfield three. I personally,
You
as
take
this
a
is
draw.
I would take a win, brother Josh. I've predicted that City will. I predicted that City will
You would
win.
take a win. I'm
So
sure
yeah,
you would.
yeah. So I predicted City to win. Now, that is just the just a couple of things this season that I haven't liked about Arsenal, i.e., home performance. Too emotional at home. They've done well away from home, not so much in the Champions League. That's a whole different story with Arteta in Europe, especially away from home. But yeah, we've done well in the league. Haven't conceded yet in the league away from home, so we've done quite well. But it's at the Emirates we not doing too well. The Tottenham and Man United games, there wasn't really control in those games. So concerning the home form, I can't say that I'm concerned about the away form because we've done well, even though it's teams that we should beat. Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth should beat those teams away from home. They are tricky. They can be tricky games, but and then Crystal Palace as well. That we I don't know if I mentioned them. Crystal Palace, Brentford. Brentford was
You
Carabao
missed
Cup.
him.
Sorry, yeah. So yeah, once again, Man City. We know what they are. Unfortunately, Arsenal just cannot do what Liverpool do to Manchester City. You know, where Klopp is able to play or impose his style of football onto
It ain't
Manchester City,
easy.
and it ain't easy. So I've predicted a loss. Unfortunately, I would love us to beat them, but obviously you just can't get away from the past losses when it comes to that type of a game. But I wouldn't take a draw. I really want us to win because I feel we need to give a statement. We did draw with them now the other day, so we need some sort of a statement. That's what we need in order for us to just have that extra verve to push on for the league title. I mean, Liverpool is there. Uh, I
That's what I was going
can't
to
see
ask
top.
you. At this stage, would you say the three contenders, three possible runners for the league title?
Yeah, definitely. I think Liverpool and Arsenal are going to push. I am not at this moment in time certain because of the deficiencies of Liverpool, and there's just Arsenal's supposed to be stronger. It's also going to be interesting to see what they do in January. It's going to be interesting to see what Arsenal can do in the back end. Remember, it's not now that it's a problem, even though you still need to pick up points now. It's the problem for Arsenal was at the back end last season. So we
But
obviously not
was it like that a lot of the time under Wenger as well?
there. We go. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. But we'll see, brother Josh. Your thoughts on the game, brother Josh?
I think Arsenal have a chance. I think this is
Mhm.
without Rodri, City are vulnerable. I
They
think
are
it's gonna. I'm gonna predict 1-1.
okay.
But I think it's gonna be a draw.
Mm.
I just have a feeling.
What helps Liverpool a draw?
At this stage, I would be happy with the
Mm.
draw as a Liverpool fan
Yeah.
or an Arsenal win.
Mm.
At the end of the day, I believe Liverpool will finish in the top three, unless
Yeah,
there's
I agree.
catastrophic injuries.
No, even with I think that's the top three. It's just that I
So
just don't know how Liverpool and Arsenal
I'm
are going
more
to be
worried
able to
about
push.
as if Liverpool do come second or third doesn't really matter to me.
It's the same
So
thing. Well, 2 million.
this the team that's like 1 week's wages for Salah. Um, the team that is obviously more of a threat, or if Liverpool are to do really well and get the title challenge, I'd be much more worried about City than Arsenal. No,
Mm.
no offense.
No, none taken. But it's up to Arsenal to change your mind and other people's minds. So obviously, we had a fantastic first half of the season. Last season fell off in the second half. There's various reasons as to that. The young team or whatever it is, and even when
But
you
I'm not
talk
sure you've
about young,
addressed that. That's the thing. I think
mm,
to me the issue last season was the fact that your players were overplayed. And by the time they got to March,
hundred
April,
percent,
they were
hundred
dead on
percent.
their feet.
Mm. Yeah,
And
I
it's no
personally think.
different. Saka is still playing injured
Mm,
or with niggles. And
yeah. No, but he
why didn't
needs
he
to
come
trust
off
the
after halftime last week against Bournemouth?
against. Yeah, should have. I agree 100% with you. So
But you don't
yeah,
have a
we'll
right
see how it
winger.
goes. We do have Jesus played very well there for Man City in their Champions League run to the final against where they lost to Chelsea. He had a very good season that season playing right winger. Nelson can play right and left wing, but Arteta sees him as a finisher. Smith Rowe can play right wing, left wing. Havertz has played right sided wide player before. He's not doing
The
well
only
now,
way
but I'm
I
just
see
saying that
Arsenal having a chance to win the league this season is if they get through to January
yeah, that I
up
agree.
there within 3 or 4 points, and then
Mm,
they buy Ivan
yeah,
Tony.
yeah. I think they might be interested in Pedro Neto. Is that what his name is? Yeah. So we'll see if that is going to be
Good
possible.
player,
But very
but
good player, but injury prone as well.
not sure if he gets you over the line for the league title.
Yeah. No, I think he can be a good player, but who is there that will get you over the line at the end of the day?
Maybe
That's also what
Tony,
I'm thinking.
if he's back to what he was.
Yeah,
Just in terms
we'll
of goal
see how it
scorers, I
goes.
mean, Eddie Nketiah is not a league-winning
Mm.
striker,
No, he's not.
in my
But then
opinion.
my other question is, how many goals do you need to score to be able to, win the league? Because Arsenal scored the record amount of goals that they've ever scored last season. So maybe defensively concede less errors. Your thoughts?
How many goals did Arsenal score last season?
80 odd. So you need to score 100?
Yeah, but last season, well, City did
No.
score 100, I think, in the
Mm.
league when they won the leagues.
Mm.
Um, I think
Tough one, eh?
and
Because you
it's
can't just
difficult.
look at
You
it at
can't
that.
really look at
Yeah.
it like that.
Mm.
It's about
You have
scoring
to score
the key
100 goals.
goals in the key games at the key moments.
100%. 100%, brother Josh.
Winning 8-0
Josh,
here or there.
yeah.
Rather have 8-1-0 wins than 1-8-0 win.
One I know it. Josh, just quickly, we do mention it sometimes, but your thoughts on this international break, just as teams start to get a bit of momentum and all that.
It's not great for viewers, but I guess they have to
Mm.
fit in the qualifiers at
They
some
have to,
point.
yeah. Yeah, also kind of get that point as well. Have you got anything else that you would like to discuss other than the VAR? Or do you hope that PGMOL disbands?
Well, they need to have some. You can't govern yourself. There needs to be
Yeah,
some kind of what's
governor.
the word? But it's a word with an A, man. When you need to have there needs to be implications for your
100%.
misdemeanors, for your bad performance. There needs to be some kind of accountability. That's the word I'm looking for.
Accountable. There we go. I was going to say that now, but then I heard you say implicating. But no, I agree. I agree with you entirely. Have you got any hot takes for this upcoming weekend? Any surprise? Something that's out of the norm?
My hot take.
There we go.
I'm still have to think. How about? It's a difficult one. If I'd said last week that Liverpool were going to end up with 9 men, that would have been a hot take. Eh?
Yeah, there we go. My hot take is Liverpool will have 11 men after 90 minutes
That's
against
unusual.
Brighton.
That's highly unusual. How about this? My take is Liverpool have a man sent off this week again.
Okay. We leave it at that. Thank you, brother Josh. Have
I
a
had a
lovely
dream,
evening. Yeah, okay. I was about to call the show,
but
but you
but
say
let
your
me
dream.
talk about my dream quickly.
Yeah,
I had a
we might
dream
get
that
cut off.
Liverpool were down to 8 men and their opponents were down to 7 men.
Who?
If I was in that situation,
Who got down to
because I
7 men?
think their opponents.
Oh, whoever that may be.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go down to 6 men, I think the game is called off, right?
Yeah,
So
I
I would
think so.
just start counter kicking people so I could get the game called
So
off,
the game
like the
can
Ajax
kick off.
supporters.
Exactly. We're gonna leave it at that for this week's show before we get cut off here, or before we get banned or something like that for our inauspicious thoughts. Brother Josh, have a good week. Go well, brother Josh. Enjoy the
You
Brighton
too.
game.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.